Oh, hi, everybody. This is your stay-home grandma. And I'm cooking dinner. Cooking dinner for today and tomorrow. Got some ham, and I'm cutting that up for the beans. I'm making kidney beans soup. I'm cutting the ham up. How's everybody doing? I'm doing fine. Um, got the strangest thing happen to me today. And I was kind of laughing at it because um, the guy, they, I guess, tried to lock down my computer or something. He said, this is Microsoft and everything like that. I had to call the number, so I did, because McAfee got caught in it, and it kept saying, don't don't turn off your computer." And so when I called the number, the guy answered, and I'm saying, "Is this Microsoft?" And he's like, "No, this is the company." Then blah 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 blah, so forth and so on. So, hi, Angel Light, how are you? So I quickly said something's not right with this, because if it was Microsoft, they say it was Microsoft. So anyhow, I hung up, and he called back, but I had called the number to find out that the number. Hi, hey Joey, how are you? This is my son. This is Angel Light. Introduce yourself to each other. And how you doing, Joey? How you doing, Angel Light? And so you got you cooking too? My hubby is upstairs in his man cave, all the way on the top floor, watching television, I'm assuming. So anyway, he said, and we have to do this and we have to do that. And I'm like, and he's telling me about McAfee and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, that don't even sound right. So like I said, when I hung up, I called back the number, and the number was disconnected. So when he called back, I said, yeah, and by the way, this is a scam. And he quickly hung up. So beware, because they'll get you either way. I don't know how they got into the computer. I was looking up a recipe. That's what happened. And I don't know how they got into the computer, but they got there. And so that's my son, Angel. It's funny because I was telling you the other day when I was on your channel that your name, my granddaughter Diamond, but my great granddaughter, who's Diamond's daughter, her name is Angel. So anyway, that's what happened to me today. And I don't listen to them. I just do what I got to do. So then I called Microsoft, and they're like, "Yeah, you did the right thing." And he was trying to tell me about the firewall, and McAfee doesn't do that. And I'm like, I got the firewall up. So even how did they get through? But I guess they can get through on the computer. So anyway, how's your day going? What's happening? Tell me, Angel, and tell me, Joey, what's happening? Oh, I'm cutting up ham for the beans, the soup. Hey, Urban Grandpa, how are you? Urban Grandpa, say hi to Angel and Joey. I'm from Paranormal Hood. Joey is my son, and Angel is one of my new friends on the channel. I'm going to go put this in the crock pot, and I will be right behind me. I'm not going anywhere. Play nicely with one another. No fighting. I did not put my teeth in today. I'm sorry about that, but hey. I'm making shepherd's pie and bean soup. Bean soup is for tomorrow. Let me put this in the crock pot. Putting this in the crock pot right here. So that goes down. Let me wash my hand. what you need. So now, I chop my vegetables up ahead of time, and I'm going to talk a little bit about prepping today. And Grandpa's on there. He really preps. I've been prepping since I was born, because I was born in 1945. I was born in 1948, after the war in 1945. So this is all my onions and peppers and stuff I chop up and freeze. And I have to make some new batches. We'll put this in the soup. And I'm saving the rest for my shepherd's pie. So then, these are my beans. Going into there. Now I'm going to season it now. So I'm using onion powder. I'm using Lorry seasoning salt. I'm using garlic salt. And I'm using crushed red peppers. Okay, so now is what we do. I put chicken broth in there. Wasn't enough, I think, but I'm going to get the spoon. Oh, here it is, right here. I'm going to turn that on to low. I'm going to cook low and slow. Now, the hamburger for the shepherd's pie I've already cooked down. So now I'm going to start to build my stuff. So I have some tomatoes and chili, green chili. I'll put that in there into my mix. And I'm going to put some green beans in here. The reason I'm putting green beans is because I can't find my peas. They're either in one shed or the other one, and I wasn't training. So I'll put green beans. It'll taste the same. Okay, now I'm going to add all my seasonings. Salt and pepper in this one. I'm cooking bean soup, kidney bean soup, and then I'm cooking, I'm making some shepherd's pie, and I have to use some leftover mashed potatoes, so I decided shepherd's pie. So, what are you cooking today? Or are you cooking? Let me get the spoon. I'm going to mix this up. This is the hamburger, by the way. It's ground beef. I've seen people make the shepherd's pie with chicken, leftover chicken, but I don't. This is what my husband wanted for dinner today. So anyway, I have to get salt and pepper. Once I get this in, then we can sit and talk. And I'm going to talk a little bit about prepping today. And I'm going to ask Durbin grandfather because he preps really good. And I'll tell you, like, some stories because my mother, like I said, I was born after World War II. I was born in 1948. And so my mother prepped because we had air raid drills and all kinds of things. And my mother always used to say, be prepared for war in times of peace. So she showed me. And now, see, the thing is, I'm getting back into it because, I'm getting better. And this is chicken soup. Chicken stock, I'm sorry. I'm getting better. And so I'm doing a lot more cooking and baking and stuff. I'm baking a lot of things right now that are pre-baked, but I'll go into natural baking again soon because I'm going to, like online on YouTube, I'm going to show you how to prepare your mixes and stuff. Okay, so that's done. So this is what I have. It's just me and my husband tonight so far. The kids are going my grandkids and my great grandkids are going shopping with their mother and their grandmother. And so it's just me and him tonight. But who knows? So like I said, anything could happen in my house. That feels good. Yeah, I like shepherd's pie. So this is already oiled. So I'm going to put this in. It's hard for me to get adjusted sometimes. But I think I'll do it from this way. And like I said, I will, once I get this in the oven, then we'll talk. Hey, Sherry, how are you? You cooking ribs? I wanted shepherd's pie today, so I had leftover mashed potatoes, and I'm thinking, what am I going to do with mashed potatoes? And I said, shepherd's pie. So I asked my husband. He said, oh yes. So that's what I'm doing. But the ribs sounds good. But I let my husband cook that because although my father was from Mississippi, I'm not Southern raised like a lot of my friends were because my mother was from someplace else. So yeah, that sounds good though. Okay, so that's all done. Now we get the potatoes. I love mashed potatoes. I like rice and mashed potatoes. That's my staple. So these are the mashed potatoes. These are from dinner from Friday. So I'm going to spread those out and make sure that doesn't get. So I'm doing good with my hands and stuff like that. The doctor gave me some things to lift weights with. So, it takes time to heal from a stroke. So this is all going in the sink. But I'm doing. I know. I like rice, but I've learned to like mashed potatoes too. You know I like rice, Joey. Come on. Okay, so that's ready to go in the oven. So Sherry and Joey Paranormal, say hello to my son and say hello to Angel and Grandpa Pepper. You don't know them. I know you don't know Joey, I don't think. Mm. But the arthritis gets me sometimes. Anyway, this is going in the oven. Okay. So let's put this in the refrigerator. These in the sink. Hey, Angel, you back? These all in the sink. Put these up. And then we can sit down and we can talk. So, like I said, this is the second year that I have had a garden because of the stroke. You did have a stroke, Angel? Really? It actually, my doctor said when they were taking the x-rays of my brain, ever how they do it, MRI, PRG, I don't know. Anyway, he said that I had another one. Mine's been 10 years, but it was a really bad one. Oh, you eat it with a spoon? Okay, so Vern, I don't know whether you know her or not. She's a friend of mine on YouTube. Took a toll and to find out how many people ate with spoons and how many people ate it with forks. And I was eating it with a spoon, and then one day about 2 weeks ago, I found myself eating it with a fork. So with a fork. So I don't know. I think I can eat rice with either too. I just didn't know that I used a spoon. I thought it was a fork, but then I was eating it with a fork, and it was an Asian recipe that me and TC had made. So anyway, I don't know. Yes, I'm drinking the tea that I made, the blackberry tea and lemon. Yeah, she. Well, you were on there. Well, I remember Grandpa when she did the to see who did what, and I did eat it with a spoon. I thought, but then I used a fork. So I guess I just I mean I don't notice how I eat. I mean, well, I notice how I eat, but I don't notice what I eat with. What is there? What are you asking? Yeah, Joey. I make fruit tea all the time because the kids like it, and they like soda too. But I'd rather have them have the tea. So let's get into some prepping. So now I have the garden, and it's a small garden because it's on the deck. Your team spoon, okay. And what I've done is I've grown some things. I'm getting ready to start my winter garden because I haven't had a garden. Well, I had it last year. I had a smaller one than this year. I have a lot more this year. Last year because I haven't had a garden because I was trying to figure out how to restart the garden because it was down in the yard and I can't get. Okay, see you later. Love you, Angel, and love you, Joey. Talk to you later, Joey. Bye bye, Joe. Goodbye, Angel. So I have I couldn't get down. Well, I could get down, but I couldn't get back up again. And so we brought it up on the deck. So I did a little last year. This year, I'm getting more into it. Now, for the winter and the next week or so, I'm going to be planting collard greens and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, turnip greens and all. Yeah, garlic, all that kind of stuff that I used to plant before. So then I can have a winter garden because the different things that you can plant in the winter, you can actually plant all year long. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have, the garlic and the kale and the greens and some other things that I hear, okay, that you can plant potatoes. But what I'm going to do, and I'm actually going to do it on the YouTube, is plant seeds for lemons. My friend, now I live in Delaware, and my friend said that, and she lives in Delaware also, and she said that the ladies who's one of her clients, she went to her house to visit her, and she had a lemon tree, and they're huge lemons, and she said, "How did you?" She said, "I don't know." She said, "I just did, but you told me." She said, "My friend would love that," so she wrote down everything for me to do. So I'm going to plant a lemon. I'm going to start the planting of a lemon tree and see how it goes because I love lemons. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. Well, you can plant greens. Now that much I do know because I'm from Boston originally, and I had greens up until I want to say November. I didn't start planting kale until I got here. I've been here for 32 years, but I got here. But we got snow. Yeah, from the seeds. I got them in the refrigerator because you have to keep them refrigerated. Well, that's what she said, but and I did, so I got them. So I'm gonna do it. Well, I'm gonna do a lot of planting right on YouTube and everything like that, and watch it grow because I do my hydroponics for the scallions and things like that, and they're actually growing. So I'll show that too. I'll probably do that tomorrow because I mean it's really really quite. We're not wiped out of too much of anything, but I have a feeling. This is my feeling because nobody's really paying attention to it. None of the big guys, but well, I mean, I don't know about the White House. I don't know what's going on with them, but that it's going to be maybe not quite as bad, but there's going to be a lot of things that are off the shelves because I did notice in the dollar store that the paper towels, certain things were off the shelves, teas, those kinds of things were off the shelves. And my husband was not on board with me years ago because he'd always say, and his mother was the same way because his mother came from the 40s. And like I said, I was born in 48, so was he. But the thing is, I've always bought in bulk. And then what I do is I move things forward and then I, move the old things forward so that I can use them. So I never really try not to waste food. But my thing is, okay, um, for those people like me that live in the boondocks, okay, we have to go about 20 miles, which isn't really that far in a car. Yeah, I'm thinking about and why I don't. When I planted one tree, it was just a tree. And I'm like, after beginning to grow and stuff like that, I'm saying to myself, why in the world didn't I plant an apple tree or a peach tree or something? Because we lived right in the heart of Boston when I was a kid, and we had a pear tree. The woman I lived on Braddock Park in Boston. The woman found had a peach tree right the front of her in her front yard. And our front yards weren't that big. My mother grew roses and stuff in the front and some herbs and things. Yeah, I know. So and apparently, my daughter read an article. I didn't see it, or if I did, I don't remember it. That a lot of the stuff is stuck in, and they don't have any help over there either. So everything is stuck on the docks in China and some other places. But see, that leads me to say that we need to be more vigilant with what we need to do here. You know what I mean? We need more stuff here. And so, you know, so I really feel that because they don't have enough help. Okay. Right here, it's really crazy because I live in a small sea town, and there's a restaurant down at the corner, and it's crowded all the time, crowded. And my girlfriend's daughter works there, and they don't have any help. Yeah, and then you live where you live now. Okay, I mean, and we were right in the middle of the city, and Boston is cold, but that pear tree gave fruit every year, and every year everybody would change because one person had an apple tree, a couple people had peach trees and stuff like that, and we would trade fruit, and can it. Yeah, I mean, like I live in the main part of the city, and so I'm gonna have to get special permission because I can have like a dog or something like that, or an animal, for I forget what you call it. I want to call it a foster animal, but it's not that. It's when they have dogs and cats and things like that because they're sick. They'll probably do well next year, though. Sometimes, it takes a while. But so I want to have some chickens, and I think I can have up to four. That's what I read. That doesn't mean I don't know what the city regulations are, but I have to ask. But I have to talk to my husband about it first to see whether it's really because my husband thought that roosters actually had to be there in order for the chickens to lay eggs, and I'm like, no, no. I don't know if anybody had any animals like that when I was a kid growing up, but I do know we had fruit trees and things, and we had vegetable gardens. Oh, okay, Ohio then. My first husband's people were from Ohio. In fact, I think I'm not sure though, but I think that's where my granddaughter's brother is. But I didn't think you could have a rooster and they lay eggs because I would actually like to become more self sufficient. So, because my girlfriend she just bought a house up in Maine. She left from here and went to Maine, and she's got chickens, but she actually kills them and eats them. I just want the eggs. That's all I need is 9 eggs a day because it's really crazy. I have to. Well, I'll tell you what. I go to the dollar store and get the eggs. I don't see the difference in any of the eggs, so I get the dollar store. So I have 3 trays of eggs in the refrigerator because I bake, you know, and because my husband likes eggs and stuff like that. So I bake. So I have to have. But it's really crazy because I just don't see, you know, me going to the store all the time. So if I can get enough vegetables, because we have freezers, so as long as the lights are on and everything like that, um, we have freezers and stuff, so we have plenty of food. We have food to last us in the freezer if none of the lights go out or the generators don't go down until next year if we don't buy another piece of meat. Oh, you can have chickens? I don't think I can because I'm in the main part of the city. I'm in the main part of the town. Like if you it's so funny because if you keep going straight, you'll go right into the water. Well, now they have it fenced so you can't go through the park and go through the water. But many a person has driven. When I first moved here, they didn't have it fenced off or the walls or anything like that. So many people have ended up in that water down at the end of the road. So, but now it's different. But I'm going to ask the um, the town manager, and he and I are friends, so he'll tell me how to get around it. I'm sure. you know, then I have to ask the manager upstairs, my husband, because he's not anti-animal because we had dogs, but I can't have a dog and I can't have a cat because I have now developed allergies to that hair and stuff like that after the stroke. So we'll see, because I really think that, I could do something with the chickens and have my eggs every day, fresh eggs, and be done with it. So, but I was thinking about because we have snow and stuff like that, could they live, and stuff like that? And I thought it had to be heated, and no, it doesn't actually. Now, my girlfriend that moved to Maine told me because she called me the other day to say how I was doing, and she told me no, it doesn't. They don't have to have heat. And I thought that they had to have heated houses. I mean, hey, I didn't know. Because I really was, my mother and my father were both raised on farms. My father came from Mississippi. My mother came from Connecticut. Her father came from Portugal. Her mother was born here, but her father came from Portugal. So they both had farms. My grandfather had a farm on my mother's side because I never knew my grandmother. And my grandmother had a farm on my father's side. So they both had cows and chickens and eggs and all that kind of stuff. My grandfather didn't have pigs though. And I don't remember whether my grandmother did or not because, like I said, my dad died when I was 8, so I wasn't allowed to go back down south again. My mother had the feeling that I would probably open up my mouth and get killed. Maybe she was right, I don't know. But her and my grandmother didn't get along either. Yeah, I think you told me that, and then she told me that, so I'm good with that. It's just now either buying the coops. Well, first of all, like I said, I have to have permission, and I don't think that they can say no. What I've read and everything like that. Oh, service animals. That's what it was. It was service dog, service cat. A man that I go to farmers market like every other week, and the man had a service parrot on his shoulder. And he was telling me that you can get any animal because I'm allergic to dogs and cats. So, he said, as long as it doesn't bother the neighbors. So, hey, give them hay. Okay. All right. And whatnot, and give them stuff to eat and stuff like that. So I'm fine. I'll find out what they eat and everything and whatever, and I'll do it now. Now, like I said, I have to convince my husband, you know, and see what he says. Because, like I said, I really, really, really would like to have them. I'd like to be as self-sustaining as I can possibly be. The other thing I want to know, does anybody know where to buy wheat seeds? Do you, Urban Grandpa? Because I want wheat seeds. Because I want to I'm going to have my one of my grandchildren go down in the yard and actually, okay, all right. And I got plenty of potato peeling. I'd have my granddaughter go down in the yard and grow the seeds so that I can actually make the wheat. I have to kind of study up on that, but because I do a lot of baking, and stuff like that, I would love to. You can't find any wheat seeds? I don't know. I have to probably really look that up and stuff like that. And if I find them, I'll let you know because I want to grow some wheat. And I have a patch of yard that is isolated so that it would just grow really good down there. Because I have to. The man next door, he doesn't live there anymore. He sold his house, but he had grapes. And I used to make my jelly from him. I used to get it every fall. And he decided to kill them one day. Well, it wasn't even his yard either. It was somebody else's yard that he was taking care of. But he decided to kill them all one day. And so they don't grow anymore. So I have to go out and buy my grapes. Well, I don't care. But next year, should God let me live and stuff like that, next year I want to plant some grapes and some raspberries and some blackberries. I don't really like blueberries that much. It's okay every now and then and stuff like that. So I'll buy them. It's not a staple that I like. Yeah, I love you too. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, because I want to know if we can grow wheat and if we can grow. And I'm going to actually research that this winter, to find out where we can get wheat seeds and how to grow them, and then how to mill them so that we can get flour and things like that. You know, the other thing I was looking at the other day is the sugar cane. Now I know I see people in the farmers market all the time, the Spanish people and the West Indian people buying the sugar cane. So I'm thinking, well, they have to grind it up. So that's going to be my. You do have a berry tree? Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the way. Let's see, I was because my mother in our time it wasn't that tiny. The yard is about the yard. Well, the yard was about. I can't give you measurements or anything like that, but it was big enough that we had a vegetable patch. And like I said, we had a pear tree. But my mother also grew grapes. Now, the second house that I had when I was with my first husband that we bought, it had a beautiful grapevine just wrapped around because you could go around it through the driveway. And then in the back, I had, land, and I had a lot of land then, and I had, trees and all that kind of stuff, and I grew all kinds of vegetables and stuff. And then we moved because he was working for the airlines and he got a higher position, and so we had to move. And I really should not have moved. That's really, I should not. Well, I was in Delaware, which is where I fell in love with Delaware. But so I guess I should have moved. But I really did not want to give up that house. I was fixing it and everything like that. It was a lovely house. I love this house too. It's over 150 years old, but you know, um, I don't know. It's just something special about that house and the yard and everything like that. I could just go in that yard and just work. The only thing was the bugs. Those bugs. Oh, I'm telling you, Grandpa, those bugs were no joke. And I was in Boston. Our bugs out here, yeah. Our thing is mostly like foxes and things like that, and squirrels. And the squirrels have become my friend because I feed them all the time. So if they don't see me, they come scratch at the door. And my husband gets so mad. He's like, "Them little varmints are out there again." And I'm like, as long as they don't bite you, don't worry. And I don't go near them and I don't pet them and all that kind of stuff. Hey, you're back. Hi, Angel. I don't pet them or anything like that. I just I can't because of the hair. So I just feed them and everything like that. But I've always loved animals, wild animals and house trained animals. I just can't have them anymore. And to be perfectly honest with you, I don't want them anymore. I don't have any little children. I have grandchildren. They come, they visit, they hang, they spend the night. We fix cookies and all that kind of stuff. I just can't. I don't want to take care of anything. I barely want to take care of myself. Okay, I do, and I'm going to get better at it. Next time I come on, I'll remember to put I don't know how I go in the bathroom and everything. Take my shower and everything like that, and forget to put my teeth in. But I think it's because I went a year without them because just as I was going in to get them fixed and everything, pandemic hit. So I went almost a year without them, and the stroke is what actually, because of the medication and stuff that they gave me, made me lose my front teeth. So, that's my doctor's story and I'm sticking to it. But I have, these are all mine and stuff, but just the top ones are gone. These right here. So, and he said it was probably from the medicine. Yeah. But, you know what? You get knocked down, you get back up again, and you start fighting again. That's my motto. I mean, and I'm just not going to give up because I don't have any teeth. When I bit on into a lamb chop, one broke, and then one broke some kind of other way. And I'm like, well, do I go on YouTube or not? And I'm like, look, I don't have any teeth. I can't go to the dentist because it's closed. So, hey, Lynn, how are you? Lynn, say hello to Hey, Bashima, how are you? Say hello to everybody. There's Angel and there's Urban Grandpa, and then there's Bashima, and there is Lynn Holler. Lynn is a good friend of mine, and so is Bashima. So everybody say hi, play nicely with one another. Don't let me have to put you in the corner. But I mean, you do what you have to do, and you just get up and you start all over again. So every day I get up, I live each day like it's my last, and I'm so thankful that I'm here, that I live to see I had my great granddaughter. The first great granddaughter was born before I had the stroke. The second one was after I had the stroke. So, I've now the first great granddaughter is 12, the other one is 8, and we make cakes and we do things. And my granddaughter my oldest granddaughter is 35. That's the one that has the kids. My Hey Carnisha, how are you? I'm sorry, I didn't even see you. I'm so sorry. Hey girl, how you doing? And my oldest granddaughter is 35. She's married and she has the 2 kids. And her sisters are 18 and 15, and then her brothers are both they're both out of college, and no, and one didn't finish college, but yeah, but so, and those are her half brothers. So what's up? What you doing? Everybody say hi to Kanisha. Kamisha. I'm sorry. I can jam up a name, but like I said, I'm just happy to be here, and it just happened. So it happens. You live with it and you fly with it, or you just sit down and you feel sorry for myself. And I'm not the one. You know, I taught when I came to Delaware. I came here because I got a job offer at Deltech. It's a 2 year, the 2 year college, but it got my foot in the door, and then I went on to become a school counselor, and I kept Deltech part time, and then I worked between Wilmington University and Deltech, and then I was a school counselor for the Christina School District until I retired, and I've been here for 32 years, and I just decided I'm gonna do something else altogether different, you know, and I've met a lot of really good people on YouTube, okay, and I've decided because I hadn't thought about it. I just like doing YouTube. I like hanging out, and stuff like that. I like talking to people. Um, and I just decided, I'm getting ready to get monetized, and stuff like that and do things. And I like cooking. I like doing DIYs. So, I like talking about the stroke and other things that people have because if you haven't been sick, let's hope that you don't. But if you do, you need to talk about it. And a lot of people don't want to hear your story. And one day, and probably not today, I'm going to tell you the whole story of how it happened and everything like that. And, it's not for you to cry or anything like that, but so it's for you to feel that whatever you're going through, you can get through it, believe me. Because I'm laying in the bed and I can hear. And the doctor is telling my husband, well, she's not going to be able to walk. She's not going to be able to talk again, blah, 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 so forth and so on. And my husband said, you don't know my wife. That was on a Friday. Sunday, I had to go to the bathroom, and they have you strapped up in the bed and everything. And I pushed this thing down, and I walked to the bed. I mean, I walked, stopped, and I got to the bathroom. I pushed the button, and nobody was coming. And so, anyway, the nurse came, and she's like, well, wait. And then she came and she said, how did you get here? I said, I walked. How do you think I got in? And she said, you're talking. I said, did you think that I wasn't going to ever talk again? Yeah, come to think of it. It is 4:11. And, I said, well, what? She said, well, we were coming. And I said, look, I'm not going to, mess the bed up or anything like that because I got to stay in it. You know what I mean? So, she helped me back to the bed and everything like that. And then she said, well, you're talking and everything like that. So by Monday, they got everything together and stuff like that. They said, do you want to go home? I said, yes, I do. He said, are you sure you're all right? I said, no, I'm not, but I'm going to be all right either way it goes. So when we came home, because when it hit my right side, it was hard because I had already had arthritis in the knee and stuff like that. So I had to go upstairs, but I got upstairs. I've got out, so hey, you do what you have to do. And for those of you that haven't, go on Angel's site because Angel has some good insight into, she's intuitive and, she's very, she knows her Bible, she knows everything. And so she made some things really clear to me. And Angel, by the way, I got something to tell you, but I'll send it to you in your email. A very weird thing happened to me, but I'll tell you about it. Anyway, so moving right along, since you all are here, okay, tell me what it is you want to see me do. Oh, we did? Tell me what it is you want to see me do, what you want to see me cook, those kinds of things. And I will be glad to do it. Okay. My DIYs on Wednesday. Here's how it's going to go. I know I'm going to do more. I do DIYs on Wednesdays, but I think I'm going to do a live DIY and then one, really quick one on, that will just be a premiere, because it's getting into Christmas. I mean, it's September. So before you know it, we'll be singing Jingle Bells, all that. So I'm going to teach, like, and I have to do it because I'm going to do some things for a school too. So I'm going to teach on how to's, okay, how to make soap. Now, and like when you're getting like the melt and pour soap, rather than to try to teach you from scratch, because first of all, okay, I know how to bake it from scratch, but I'm not fooling with that. All right. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think Tuesday. See, I Tuesday and Thursdays were review days because I get so much stuff. But I've decided that I'm going to cut back on getting a lot of stuff and reviewing it, and only review what well, everything I review I want to review. Okay, but I'm going to probably do the Tuesday, either the Monday or the Tuesday with telling stories and stuff like that. Because God knows everybody got a story. Everybody got a story. You know that, and I know that. So hey, but that's what I am going to do. I'm going to tell the story, you know, um, and I have plenty of stories and things that I just, especially when I was counseling in school. Those are some really funny stories. But yeah, but my niche is really DIYs and cooking. So, that's what I like to do. You do, Angel? Well, I mean, I'll get into it. Some of the things, I mean, I will tell the story about how my mother and father met one day. That was really quite nice. But it's like trying to find your niche, and when you like so many things, you just kind of. I don't do my family because I don't know. I love my family and stuff like that, but I don't know how they would feel about me talking about them. I can talk when they're little. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know you love my auctions. Okay, you love my auctions. Actually, what I did, because that just got to be so crazy, was I just decided to do it as a complete sale, which I actually, the postmaster showed me how to include my mail, so that no, I don't have to say like, okay, you can do this, and then you have to do shipping and handling. He showed me how to do it. So, um, really, I remind you of your godmother. I remind everybody of their mother or their godmother or their aunt, and I reminded people of their mother when I was young. One woman, I think I was like 30, and I was sitting down, and I was actually sitting down somewhere, and I was knitting or something like that. And the woman came and just said, "What are you making?" I said, "Oh, I'm making." Nah, I was about 30, maybe 29, 30. And I said, "I'm making a sweater for my daughter." And she said, "Wow." She said, "You remind me of my mother." I said, "Do I look that old?" Because her and it turns out her and I were the same age. She said, "No." She said, "You just remind me of my mother." I said, "Okay, I remind so many people of their mother." You want to hear about the 50s and 60s? Okay. All right. I'll tell you. This pandemic that we have right now is just history repeating itself. Okay. I was a little girl. And like I said, I was born in 1948. And what's really funny about that is that that's when polio came into fruition. And also, okay, we had measles, mumps, and chickenpox, okay, of which I had all three. And I would get the mump on one side, and then about a week later, the mump would go on the other side, so that your face used to swell up. Nobody really has much of that now. But the fight is, okay, that many people had to get the shots because they didn't have the measles, mumps, and chickenpox shot, nor did they have the polio shot. And I had two friends One was a little boy. I think I was in third grade, maybe fourth, because my father died in '56. So, um, yeah, I think I was in third grade, and he got polio, and so they shut down a lot of the beaches and stuff like that and everything. While they're doing this, okay, remember that we're still recovering from World War II. So everything was kind of still rationed. We had like I want to say the CDA buildings, some civil defense buildings, the CD buildings, and they would have like drills and stuff at school, and we would have to, like go through and go out and everything like that. And one of the time, the teacher said to me, if you're in the street and they send off the alarms and stuff like that, hide under a car. Mouth Almighty, tongue everlasting says, we're going to hide under a car, and then they drop a bomb, and then you're just going to get blown to smithereens. Did not go well. So she called my mother, and my mother said, well, yeah, the child is kind of right, you know? But, getting back to my friend that had polio, my girlfriend had polio really bad. She went through horror. So that's when they developed the shots. Now, I don't know whether everybody did the same thing that they're doing now. There's such a pull against, I don't want the shot, I'm going to get the shot. The wear your mask, I'm not going to wear the mask. I mean, I've seen people come in the store last year before they said, okay, if you get that, you remember the drill? Yeah. So you know exactly what I'm talking about, Urban Grandpa. They were not funny. They'd be sitting in the school doing stuff, but we would be sitting at home, and the alarms would go off. So we'd have to like go to the basement and stuff like that. I'm like, really? I don't really think anything because they just came out. When I was a kid, they had just come out with them. It's like polio hit, and then all of a sudden, here's the injections. Okay, that's as much as I remember about them. I don't know. I'm sure. I'm pretty sure that people argued about it then. You know what I mean? Because yeah, there is no trust in these folks. But then again, nobody's had measles. Nobody's had chicken pox, really. I mean, few people have had measles. I know nobody's had mumps in years. You know what I mean? You can't go into the school without getting them unless you have a doctor's letter, because I have a granddaughter that has mega allergies. So she does not go in. She doesn't get her shots or anything like that. But she has a note from the doctor, and so she's accepted. Now, my husband got the shots this year, and because he's a veteran and stuff like this, we got him free at the VA. And I just decided, what the heck, I'm going to go and go get him. I talked to my doctor about it. He said, wait a while and stuff like that. Well, she said, wait a while. I have a new doctor now because my doctor retired. And so she said, wait a while. And so I got my shots. I'm fine. You know what I mean? If there's any repercussions from them, I won't know because I'll probably be dead. I'm 73. So come on. But I don't think it's a matter of trust. I think it's a matter of caring about other people. And I'm going to be around my kids, and I'm going to be around my grandchildren, and I am susceptible to, maybe catching something or something like that. So I have to be very cautious about it. And so I wear my mask when I go shopping. I don't care. I wear my mask and stuff like that. I don't trust people, but I trust God. Yeah, they don't do that anymore. I don't think anyway. Yeah, I mean, it was a normal thing to have drills, and it was a normal thing for. And lots of people see. My mother was a nurse and a midwife, so um, she took me to get the shot at the hospital. She said, "No, the school is not giving you the shot. I don't know who." Because she said, I don't want the school nurse or anything like that. You're going to the hospital. So, you know, and then the doctor, that poor doctor, he comes out with the needle like this, and I'm like, I got up and I started running. We were running. I swear, I was telling this something like one of my grandkids this the other day. We were running around the examining table, and my mother said, "Girl, if you don't sit down and shut up and get that shot and get it over with and everything like that, I'm gonna beat your behind." I'm like, okay, no, but see, God made the doctors. God made the technicians, and my granddaughter, my oldest granddaughter, is one of them. Okay, that she looks at slides, and she's really good at what she does, and things like that. And I don't know how to. I would not. Me, I decided I wanted to get it. My husband didn't even say anything. He just said, if you want it, get it. If not, I said, I'll talk to my doctor. I don't think, of course, I don't think that God made this whole pandemic. I don't know whether it was man made or whether it wasn't man made. You know what I mean? I can't really say because I wasn't there. Um, but I just get the feeling that whatever it was done to try to separate us. You got a cube of sugar? And like I said, I got mine at the hospital, so I don't know. Because my mother was an LPN and she was a midwife, so she's like, nah, we're not going to do that. We ain't going through that. We're going to go to the hospital and stuff like that. I know the doctors, they know me, we respect each other. Hey, you know. But yes, when I got into that doctor, because I hated needles. Now I'm okay. But when I was a kid, between that and the dentist, mm, mm. Oh my God. I was just, I don't know why, and it occurred to me when I got to be a teenager, why am I scared of a little mean pinprick? I got my ears pierced, it was nothing. I mean, I fell down in gym a couple of times and hurt myself and stuff like that. I got up. And so anyway, I just, you know, but anyway, yes, I know, Angel. Anyway, so, that's pretty much what I got, where I got, why I got where I'm at, because I do believe that we always need to be prepared. My mother used to say, and it's an old saying, all the old folks used to say it, be prepared for war in times of peace. So, to me, to express to other people, especially young people, buy enough so that if something does happen, you have enough. And then if you have a balcony, if you have just a little patch of land, grow, yeah, I'll tell you 1 minute, grow some food and then can it. And I will show you how to can, okay? And it's not that hard. You can buy all those things and stuff like that. What's really funny is canning was like my mother had a big pot. She put everything in, boiled everything, pulled them out with her tongs, and stuff like that, dried them on a towel. And I saw somebody do it. I think it's this housewife. It might not be this housewife. I'll get it and I'll put it in the description box because she's good at canning. Because she made some jelly. I will teach you how to can. And it's really, really simple. We'll go through it I'll mix some jam and we'll go through it real good. And then I'll give you other people um, that you can actually watch besides just me. Because there's a process to it. You have to make sure that, the cans are clean and, all that kind of stuff. And they're not cans, they're jars. You can buy them at Goodwill. You can buy them at Goodwill. You can get them on, try to buy as many as you can at Goodwill and get them so that you know what you have. But then you have cans and then you put them someplace and store them. Okay. And so you've got cans of certain things all winter long. We have all, and including me, okay, and I can blame it on the fact that while I was sick and whatever, but including me, we have gotten into use, here's a can right here. You're buying canned food, and that's okay. We still should have canned food, just in case. We still should have frozen food, just in case. But the thing is, if my mother knew some of the things that I bought, okay, she'd kill me. She must turn over in her grave 2 or 3 times sometime. And I think that there's a song in church called "Back to the Own Landmark," and I really have to go back and start all over again and remember who I was. Because when my kids were growing up, They didn't have, I mean, other than flour, sugar, things like that, they didn't, I made everything. And I worked and I still made everything because I just liked it. It was for my family. It was just something that I knew because my mother knew it. My mother did it. And, we just have to do it. We just have to go back and do it again, you know. But no, getting back to do I make quilts? I've made a couple for my kids of their old clothes and stuff like that. I really don't get into quilts. I knit. I do knit. I don't crochet. That is the thing that I am going to learn how to do this just before the year is out. Is crochet. I'm serious. Yeah, I know. But yeah, I have a dryer, a food dryer, and it was a gift, and I'm going to use that. But canning, I'm gonna give you a couple of sites, and you can go on there and you can do them. I'll give you a couple. I'll put a couple of sites on my I review for them, but they fix it so that you can actually go on and you can buy it and you don't have to review. But I review for them, but then now they fix their site so that regular people can go on and yeah, Amazon does. Yeah, but I'm gonna give them a site where they and you get like 6 or 8 cans for like $5 or something like that. But you can go back and you can buy them again, so that you because some of these things are outrageous now. I looked at some of the prices of some of these cans and I'm like, dang. But yeah, I'll actually put the site up for you. I have to do it after because, in this genre right here, I don't know how to put it up, so I'll have to put it on again. Once we go off, I'll do that. But yeah, Amazon does have them because I mean, canning in certain places like where you're at, Urban Grandpa. Well, you're urban though, so maybe that's they don't really. I don't know how urban you are. You know what I mean? But I know that I was once urban, so everything that we bought outside of the city. Like my mother would go. Other than we would have markets and things like that. But if we wanted to go get fresh food, we go to like the farmers market out in Quincy or something like that, in Quincy Market, and I forgot what the name of it was. Isn't that awful? Where we would get fresh vegetables, and it was open on Saturday. It would open Friday and Saturday, and we would go get those fresh vegetables and stuff there, and buy them and stuff like that. That's why she did a lot of canning because she'd say, okay, and in wintertime, and in winter times in Boston are like the winter times where you're at, so you know that's how another reason why I did. We don't have winter here like that, but I just do. I got to. So anyway, I am going to check my food, see what's up. I know my beans won't be done until tomorrow, but so talk among yourself. Be nice. Play nice. Okay. So I'll teach you to do a lot of things because I like it. Yeah. Well, that's how we had to go. We had to. Oh, really? That's nice, Angel. That's nice that you would say that. Um. I think. We live right in the heart of Boston, where the Prudential Center is. So if anybody has been to Boston, they know where it is because everybody usually gravitates there. And so, like I said, oh, Haymarket Square, that's where we used to go. And so when Haymarket was open on Fridays and Saturdays, my mother would go every other weekend, and then we would go out to the farmers market in Quincy, and stuff like that. So, and back then a lot of people didn't have cars and stuff like that, but hey, Charlene, how are you? Everybody say hi to Charlene. You know, um, we would, go to Quincy Market, but everybody didn't have cars. So, my mother would either take the bus because my mother, she did drive, but she didn't drive. When I got my first car, I was in my last year of high school, and that drove my mother everywhere. You know, so hey, I just drove my mother everywhere, and I didn't mind. You know what I mean? And at one particular time after, she said, "Well, you know what? I'm gonna let you do the shopping from now on." The smartest thing that she ever did because, well, I went with her all the time shopping anyway, and I watched her shop. And my mother went with a list and her coupons. Okay, except to the markets, the open markets, the fresh vegetable markets and stuff like that. And wherever the meat markets were and stuff like that, they didn't take coupons. But to the grocery store, when she went to the grocery store, she took coupons. I am amazed at a lot of these young women that do not use coupons. Okay, I use my coupons all the time. I mean, I do. Okay, I take my coupons, okay, seriously. Okay. And I'll tell people when I get in line, I don't know whether you want to get behind me or not because I have a bunch of coupons. My granddaughter, well, my great granddaughter, the oldest great granddaughter is 12 years old. And she said to me one day, "Why do you use coupons?" And I said, "Okay, watch what I do." At the end, when he added it all up and then it figured in all my coupons and everything like that, she said, "Okay, I see why you do it." Okay. My granddaughter just graduated from high school said, "You want to teach me how to do coupons," because she said, "This is just amazing how much money you save." So I do. I mean, if something is not right with the product, I write to the company. They send me coupons. Okay. I was telling my granddaughter went to I don't know what it is. Hershey Park. I have to think about where they go. My oldest granddaughter, just like I said, graduated from high school, so she went to Hershey Park yesterday. She said she paid $70 to go on one ride because everything was so crowded. I said, "You know what you need to do?" I said, "You need to call the company and tell them everything." She said, "Yes." She said, "Mom already told me." All right. I said, "Because you can't. If you a lot of people they figure, well, we can't do this and we can't do that. That's not how it goes in the world." Okay. So anyway, I that's what I do. So I'm going to put together a I actually have my book. Let me see. It's right there. Hold on, I gotta get some. You need to learn how to coupon, Lynn. I mean, it's not that hard. The newspapers and stuff like that. Now, this is how that goes. The newspaper. I stopped my newspaper because it just to me was a ripoff. Now they're trying to give it back to me for $36 a year. I might take it because this time of the year they usually have a bunch of coupons, except they don't have them on like the holidays Monday, so they don't have it this Sunday. But I think I might do the coupons again. I don't know the glitches and all that, like how you I can't figure it. I haven't had time to figure it out, I think, but I think I will figure it out. Is when you go into Walmart and you go into Family Dollar or Dollar General and you get something for a penny or something like that. I haven't figured that out yet, but I do know that you can go into Dollar General, and if you spend $25 and you have coupons anyway, and you spend $25, okay, you get $5 off. Your part, whatever you bought. So it's one of those things. But in this book right here is everything I'm going to do. So I'm going to be coming on quite a bit because, like I said, it's time for me to get monetized. And I don't mean it to be like I'm money hungry or something like that, but my grandchildren are looking at me and going, and I want them to be able to understand that you use whatever venue you have, okay, to get ahead. It doesn't hurt anybody. We're not taking anything from anybody. We're just here. So if I'm going to give you me, then I need not from you, but I need to get something from return from you too. That's how I feel. You know what I mean? So at first, I was going to just put it on and then put it on my movie channel, my little movie maker, and then just put it on a premium. And something Spirit said to me, "You going online?" And I'm glad I did because I got all my good friends on here, okay, and I mean, Charlene is she's my friend, and everybody that's on here is my friend. So, what I mean, and we may never meet in the street, but we meet here, and that's good. I know international friends, and we help each other. I've learned a lot of things from a lot of people. And people make suggestions to me and stuff like that. For instance, we we had a we've had two storms. We're bashing on the end of another one. I think it's gone out to sea though. But the reason why I know that is because my insurance agent told me that today because we had two complete leaks in the den, which actually leaked in the kitchen. So when I called the insurance company the first time, I told them everything. And then I called them the second time. I said, the agent hasn't even called me. She said, that's because he's sick. So I said, okay. She said, but we'll get you something. This insurance agent called me today, Sunday, and said to me, are you home tomorrow? And I said, yeah, I don't go anywhere other than shopping and, just a few places and everything like that. I don't go anywhere. I mean, church I can do right. I go to church right online because our church is open, but it isn't open to the public, but it's open for food and stuff like that. And I said, I go to church right online. So she said, okay, well, I'll be there tomorrow. I don't know what time. She said, because we are inundated. She said, but I will be there. And I said, that's fine. Because my husband had fixed it. He repaired it and a guy repaired it. And for 2 years, it didn't leak. All of a sudden, it started leaking. And then he went up and he patched it up and everything like that. And he said, well, we need to call the insurance company. Well, after he patched it up, this is when we got the first storm. Then we got the second storm. So one of the agents said, one of the people that I called said, well, you can put a tarp on it until we get there. And I'm like, my husband's 73 years old. A tarp? I said, first of all, I said, the young guy that helps him is out of town. He's in Tennessee or Kentucky or wherever it is. And she said, yeah, we don't want to send him up there. And I said, no, we don't. So, you know what I mean? But I was telling somebody then, and they were reminding me to be careful for the molds. So when I talked to my insurance company, they said, oh, yeah. I told them, I said, I have to really be careful now. I said, because some of the ceiling upstairs in the den, is opening up. So I'm scared of the mold and everything like that. And I can't, I already have breathing problems. I don't have breathing problems, but I will have breathing problems on certain things if I'm around certain things. So that's why I think this girl called today and she's coming tomorrow. So, I mean, it's just one of those things. But one of my YouTube people said to me, be careful. And then I remembered. I said, yeah, the mold. You know what I mean? It does, because a few years ago, I guess about 10 years ago, I was away, and when they had a flood here and blah 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 and so on, and it didn't hit my house. So I thought, okay, I come in the house and everything like that, and it's in the summertime. Okay, so there's a closet right there that we put our coats in and stuff, and I don't check it. But then I keep smelling this stuff, and I'm like, what the heck is that smell? And I'm, and everything like that. And then I look, and I'm looking, and I'm saying, I go in the closet and I look, because I'm going past the closet and I really smell it. And everything was mildew in there. So I called my insurance company right away, and I'm like putting gloves on and everything. And again, I had to throw out some coats and things like that. Good thing there wasn't a whole bunch of stuff in there, because most of the stuff I put away. And so they came and everything like that. So they're like, oh yeah, and blah 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 blah, so forth and so on. Well, underneath we have a crawl space, so you go underneath the house, okay? And he says, no, my God, he said, there's nothing but mold down there. And I said, oh well, okay. He said, well, you don't have to move because it's on one side of the house. He said, but you do have to be careful. So, you know, then the rug was all, I didn't know that. And he says, I had to pull everything up. So anyway, you know, this is God. But hey, you know, it does happen. I am going to get off here. I love you all, but I need to do a couple of things and check a couple of things and check on my granddaughter because I was doing some things with her and I need to check on a friend of mine. And, you know, I lost her phone number in my phone, but I happened to be going through my pocketbook and found her phone number. Not my pocketbook, my little page, a little pad that I write my list in for things like that. And I found it. So I need to call her and see how she's doing and all of this. And just because we've had floods and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to get ready to get off. But I thank you all for coming. Okay. And I hope to see you soon. I will have a schedule put up. There's a tentative schedule. Yeah. Thank you, Charlene. But there's a tentative schedule, but so some of it's not to be, you know, it's just not right, but I'll get it all together and I'll put it on the my page, and so and I will stick to the schedule unless, of course, you know, something happens. But I will stick to the schedule, and we are going to get things done. You're awesome too, Angel. We are going to get things done. Okay, we will sit here and talk. I will tell stories, okay? Since everybody wants to hear about the 50s and 60s. I'm not giving you nothing about, no, okay. I might tell you a few stories though, but anyway, so I'll see you all later. I love you. Take care. God bless. Stay safe. Stay safe. Love you. Bye-bye. See you in the next video.